Yes, hello guys, welcome to another video today, and we're going to be talking about, as you can see from the timetable or the heading, how to network with football clubs. So I'm going to teach you guys how to network with football clubs after studying more than 100 professional football clubs, how they operate and how they make decisions on before giving agents their leeway or before working with agents. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be breaking it down to you guys and also get a pen and paper and see how you can go from there. This is going to help you and also grant you access to a little bit of knowledge that can advance you in helping you get the next deal. So normally, when you contact football club, it's not only the sporting director you talk to. I think most people always feel I can only pass through sporting director. It's not always going to be only the sporting director. You can pass through scouts, other a lot of means. So pay attention keenly, and while we go from there, try to learn one or two things that can help advance your career as an agent, because we know this industry it's an industry which is very competitive. If you learn and also learn how to do things the right way, then you are also going to be successful in the industry. Okay, so let's keep in mind that this is just a short video, and also pay attention to what I have to say because it's going to help you also. So the first problem that I always see is when messaging someone. Let's give an example. What agents do is when they message a sporting director, when they're looking for sporting director, they message the wrong people. You can message probably, let's say, an HR, and then you're sending him the message of a sporting director about the player. He's not really a football club is too big that the HR is not going to reply to that message because she or he has a lot of things also that, or a lot of emails on the table. Okay, so if you message the HR, which is the job is to hire people in the entire football club, or yes, he or she is not going to really be interested in that. He's just going to put that under the desk and move on. And the next thing also is that agents, because they have not been experienced in working already in the industry with maybe with an organization, what they do is they write very long and unclear emails with no titles and everything. So when you take, for example, an email for that an agent has sent to a sporting director or to a recruitment head of recruitment, you see the email, and the email reads like, "Hello, my name is Jaja. I'm a football agent, and I'm here to tell you that I have a very good striker who scores 30 goals a season. If you, I believe you, I'll believe me. If you get this striker in your team, he's going to score you 30 goals and you're going to win the league. Take care." And his highlights are under there. If you need the everything, just contact me. That's the email. And what do you think the reply of sporting director will be? No tactics, no system of play, or you haven't made any homework yet, and you feel the sporting director is going to open that email. If you're the sporting director, what do you think? So that's the first thing also that you have to look at, also that it's not possible to open that kind of email. So the next thing that also I see agents do writing is they never follow up. So if you write someone, the person don't reply, the next time try to give one or two follow-ups. Yeah, you never know that you might write that person might be in a difficult moment and don't want to respond, and you follow up also with a nice follow-up message, and bingo, it goes from there. So sometimes this happens to everyone. Someone can write you when you're having a bad time, you don't value that, you don't respond, and you might forget. And if that person writes you again, then it goes, you say, sorry, this person wrote to me, now I have to reply. So that's just normal thing. Those people also are human beings. That's the next thing. So, and then the most important one, which is the real big problem, is you ask for a deal to make a deal with the sporting director or a head of recruitment without offering any value. How do you think that is going to work? You just sit and take your phone and call someone, and then you expect that person to uh, say, okay, we trust you, bring a player who earns 10,000 euros here, and we trust your decision making that this player is a good player. Because do you know that any decision a sporting director makes and give a player a contract, that if that player is under 3 years contract, he might not also want to leave. So these things are very careful at things that they analyze. So they want to deal with people they trust. And also, last thing is you don't build credibility. You don't go. Let me say, how many people you have on your network? How many under 17 coaches do you have? How many under 15 coaches do you have on your phone? Do you go like to just scout, and then when you see, you talk to coaches, you say, hi, this is great, I like watching your system, I would like to come and just watch again. And you just call the coach and say, hey, I like that training style, when are you training again, so that I can come and watch, just to keep on like that, just to build, just to first build normal conversation. Do you do this kind of things? So these are also all the problems. Okay, so if you have been following already, you already know that the solutions, I'm already giving you into the problem. So start also. So now look at this solution. So if you want to build or be a top agent, you have to learn that your power is in your network. You have to always go out to communicate. Okay. You have to go out to communicate with coaches when they're training. You watch their training sessions and ask them questions. Why are you implementing this system? Just because when you introduce yourself, you're an agent, that you just want to watch and see what kind of system they play. No coach is going to ever tell you that, no, I don't want you to watch my system of play. They'll be happy that someone is watching. And then after the training session, you ask one or few questions. They know you're learning their style. With that when you do like this 2, 3, 4 times, you're investing your time there. And when you come up with a player at one point in time, they must try to have a look at that player because they know you have been watching their system. So if a message comes from you, they'll try to check what you're saying. Except you say maybe send a silly message that they might not reply you and say, okay, this guy is not serious. But once you know what you're doing and you send a message, they will have to reply because they know, okay, this person has been watching. He knows that we're playing a 4-4-3 or 4-3-3 system. He knows that we want to attack with wing backs, another system, or he knows that we want to attack with the right wing with a certain particular system or a certain particular trigger. All these things because you have been watching the training. So they will take you serious on that. So that's the first thing. Then the next one also is your target. If you're speaking to a sporting director, the sporting director doesn't reply. If you have chance to visit that club, you might visit in person. Network communication in person is always important than communication on computer because you say, hey, you can reach someone when you come to the person or to the club. You say, hey, sorry, I sent you an email, but I know, of course, you are often busy, but nevertheless, I just came to watch the training session, how the team trains, and also the players you have been signing. I want to see how the players are adapting, and let me really know what is their style of play because I love watching these kind of things. Leave it like that. Don't try selling something to someone you just meet for the first time. And if you happen to see the sporting director after watching some few trainings when you have made also your connection with the coach, I love the wing guy. He plays. He's very direct. He goes 1v1. You did a good job there. Congrats, Mr. Sporting Director. Yes, well, okay. I'm trying to go somewhere to go and watch other trainings. Yeah, you just have a basic normal conversation, like how you can have a normal conversation and leave. So those are the things that you're building. You're trying to build yourself, investing in every aspect of let me say of your networking, because these are going to pay off. Because when you do this and you compound it in a year time, you have 5 to 6 clubs minimum that you can speak with the sporting director or the coaches. That is how you start building from there. So it's not always like starting and just rushing and saying, hey, I want to do this. Start by investing, taking your time to do this because it's very important. So that was the next one. Okay, I'll give an example also for myself. Let me say, where I live, there's not the professional football club is 2 hours. There's a professional football club here who is about 2 hours 20 minutes from a different city. So actually, let me say there are 2 professional football clubs, but there are 2 hours. There's one which 2 hours, the one is 2 hours 20 minutes. But do you know, I usually take time here to live here and drive to go and meet just to watch training. That was the first how I started, just starting to watch training. Then the next time I came, I decided that okay, I'll do a research on the methodology of training, what actually they're doing, how they prepare for games, and everything. And Doing that, when coming there, when they're always training in the morning, the sporting directors often come sometimes in the morning and just sit and watch also the training. So I didn't have an idea that the sporting director was also there. So I used to just come and watch training, and in the end, I will speak to the fitness coach, and then because he said he was the first person I met. He said, "Okay, if you have anything, you can ask me." Then from there, also I started talking to the players, saying hi to them, and all those kind of things. And after training session, when some players will be doing their individual, when the training is finished in a professional environment, there are people who are there, say, okay, we want to kick the ball, we want to do our personal training by kicking the ball. The other people will be doing their extras because they want to do that on a match day. So this is how it functions in in a professional environment. So during that time, when the coaches are maybe having their coffees or having whatsoever time or planning whatsoever they're planning, some of the players will start having just few conversation just there, and we'll start knowing each other, telling them I'm an agent. And yeah, I'm just to watch and observe how you people are training and all these kind of things. And we just build contact from there. And just by just having this normal conversation, I have someone that he plays actually in Austrian Bundesliga as a colleague, as a friend that we just spoke, and he was there in that team on loan, but now he plays in the Austrian Bundesliga in Austria. So you see that when you are in a professional environment, these things, this communication, you actually build your network without knowing. So let me not go too far. Let me come back to what I was saying. Let's continue. But this is how you build rapport that just go. As I was saying that watching the game, sporting director was up there and me having asking question with coach. And then the next day, I came watching the training again. The sporting director came by my side. He was watching. I didn't know. We were just speaking, and out of a sudden, when I went back home, checked the person face, name, I discovered that that's the sporting director. That's the person who actually makes transfer. And from there, when he came, we started having conversation and talking about taxes. And from there, you see, we shared contact and we moved on from there. So communication is not that you just sit and try to force things and try to do a lot of calls. Yes, of course, it's good to do calls, yeah, but try to always also go. If you can travel to go to the places and watch the games, it's going to be nice because that is very important. Okay, so that's the key part. I would say that try to do that because that helps you a lot. That will open more doors because when you meet people in person, they have this idea of who that person is. So it makes them respond fast. Unlike when you and someone you are just having a phone call, the person doesn't really know your face, so he doesn't really know whether he can connect with you well. Because some people also are shy. Excuse me, some people are shy and they will say, I don't want to put myself in this kind of moment meeting new people. Okay, so the phone call thing, if you have a way to always try to visit, if you have a way, visit, but if you don't call, so that's what I would say. Let's leave it by then. Let's leave it like that. But if you have a way, try to visit. It's going to be helpful. Okay. So then the next thing we look at here is also when talking to sporting directors or writing emails, you have to know how to structure it. This is what we call networking. You have to know how to write an email to a sporting director. So if you don't know that, then you just try to do one or two research on that. Don't write any email without no headline that which is well structured, because it has to be well structured. What I say well structured is, let's take for example, when you're writing an email, you have to have the headline. Is it a right back? You put it there, right back, his position, his CV, and also say why that player is useful for that club. Say why you think it's useful. Because if, say for example, I've been watching a lot of your training sessions, and I see that the right back that your coach demands this from the right back, make them know that you know what you're saying. So that is also going to help in also facilitating your move. So with all these little tricks, if you keep doing this, and you will not need to even do more if you are doing a lot of these things I'm saying, you will already have a lot of contacts. let's take for example, if you practice all these things, if you do, let me say, do it to 5 football clubs, majority will take you because everybody wants a good player, and but also everybody wants someone who provide value. It's like you would let's just put normal basic. You have friends, and there are friends that, let me say, you want your friends to provide value for you. So you don't want a friend that maybe will always call you only in time of need. Then probably you will think like when the person calls you, you will say like you might not answer the call, or you will do certain, you will not really be in a mode to speak. So it's the same like every other business in life, like sports, football, whatever, music, every industry. People always want someone who might chip in or provide value to them. Okay, so I'll be expecting your feedback from any of you guys if you have any questions, and then we can talk more and I can advise more on that. Okay, take care and talk to you tomorrow, another day. Cheers. Take care. Okay.